Yes, lads, today we're back with another video. Today we're going to be discussing my best 11 in the Championship. This is a pool of players, including any player that we're playing in the Championship next season, I've included. So, obviously, the first position we're going to look to is the goalkeeping position. And I don't know, even the most inbred of you lot down in the comments can't argue with this one. It's Jack Butland, obviously worth 15 million on transfer market currently. Kept 18 clean sheets in 45 Championship games last season. He's just a very, very solid keeper. Nothing more needs to be said. Now, moving on to the left-back position, and this is the one that I'll allow you to argue with. I have Yuri Ribeiro, obviously my Nottingham Forest, new signing at left-back from Benfica. He's played twice in European football in the Europa League. He's played in cup football in Portugal, and he's only 22 years old. He's a very, very attacking-minded left-back, which is perfect for what I believe we're going to play next season, but fuck knows, really. And I think overall it's a very, very solid signing, and I feel it has more ceiling than it does floor. There's a lot more potential for him to grow. But yeah, he's very good attacking-wise. He's not as strong defensively, which may hurt the start of the season, but I feel he will become a very, very good left-back for us. And playing in the first of the two centre-back roles, I forgot to say this is a 4-1-2-1-2 sort of diamond formation. The first centre-back is Jorgensen, Huddersfield, also known as Zanka, whatever you want to call him. He's a player that's played in the Champions League before, which is obviously great experience coming down to this level. He played 24 times for Huddersfield last season in the Premier League, obviously at a very high standard against very good opposition, scoring 3 times and even netting an assist. Picked up 6 yellow cards, but I feel he's a very solid striker and he's very physical, which will suit this league. And I think he's just very, very solid. Obviously valued at £5 million right now on transfer market. I feel he's very good bang for that buck. He's a very, very solid centre-back that will do very well next season. Now, rounding off the centre-back pairing, we have a player that every Championship fan will know. And it's potentially the most shocking of the transfers so far. It's Pontus Jansson, obviously going to Brentford for £5.5 million, reportedly without add-ons. Valued at £6 million on transfer market, played 39 times in the Championship for Leeds United last season, netting 3 times. Got himself an assist, 6 yellow cards and a red. Jansson is a very, very, very good centre-back. He is the definition of shithouse, but he will get you the job done. He's a very solid, and Leeds United fans will attest to that. A lot of Leeds fans obviously may have mixed opinions about him now, but when he was at Leeds, you couldn't find a Leeds fan that'd say a bad word about him. Obviously a 3-time Swedish champion. He's got winnings in his blood, and I feel he's just, for any Championship fan, he's the Championship centre-back, sort of the marquee centre-back. Now, filling in at the right-back spot, we have Luke Ayling, obviously Leeds United player, filling in with Jansson in the 2 at the back 4 playing for Leeds. Played 38 times, got 2 goals, 6 assists, 4 yellow cards and a red last season. Played over 3,000 minutes of football. A very good right-back, very attacking minded, can play defensively, does both roles pretty much to perfection for this level, and pretty much a secure pick for me. A very good right back. He plays well in, season out. You know, very sort of accustomed to the Championship now. I've played it for a few seasons. Played 2 times in the playoffs, obviously, but I feel a very good right back at this level, and I think probably the best by quite a considerable amount. Now, playing sort of the holding, not really holding, just sort of midfield role, central midfield, is Mateusz Klich, another Leeds player. Now, Mateusz Klich, the Pole, will literally score from the halfway line on his day. 29 years of age, worth £2.5 million. Just a very solid player, and he was key to Leeds' success last season. And I feel he'll be very key next season. Can play attacking, defensive, or just sort of neutral in that midfield. But overall, a very solid midfielder who played every single game for Leeds last season, scoring 10, getting 8 assists from a more relaxed role, a more roaming playmaker role, which I feel suits him to a T. Now, playing right midfield on our team, our little 11. Bearing in mind, left mid and right mid, both the players that I've put here can be interchangeable. Both play as equally as well on the other side. It's just where I've put them for the sake of this. And the right mid is, in my eyes, one of the most exciting players. 22 years old, it's Jared Bowen, obviously of Hull City. He's incredible. At 22 years of age, 22 goals last season, 4 assists, and is really a main player. He's really a key player for Hull. And if Hull want to progress and want to push forward in the Championship, they need Bowen in their side. He makes every player on that pitch look 10 times as good. On his day, he is absolute class, and I feel deserves a place in this best 11. Now, in the left midfield position, I've gone for Joe Lolly. Call me biased, I don't give a shit. But I do think he is one of the top 5 players in the league at the moment on his day, because he pretty much single-handedly carried us to a good 15 points. And that's quite a lot in the Championship. He scored 11 goals and got 11 assists, 5 bookings in 46 games for us. Played almost 3,600 minutes. Rarely put a foot wrong for us. And as I've said before, sort of carried us. And it is a very crowded position, the wingers, but I feel Bowen and Lolly are a step ahead of anyone else in the league. And it's good to see both English talents being there. Lolly's currently valued at 6 million. I think we could get more for him. Obviously, Villa come knocking if McGinn or a few other players, they find some funds. But hopefully we keep hold of Lolly, and hopefully he's key for his next season. Now, playing as, it will be on screen, it will be positioned as Cam, but it's sort of a floating position, sort of what I want João Carvalho to play at Forest kind of position. It's sort of a floaty Cam, plays all across that sort of attacking third. It's Ben Rama, obviously of Brentford. Now, there are a lot of Brentford players that could have made it in, but they're not quite good enough. Obviously, Jansson is now a Brentford player, forgetting about that. But Ben Rama clocks in with 25 goal contributions, 25 goal contributions, 10 goals, 15 assists in only 38 appearances. He's a young talent valued at £8 million on transfer market. And I feel in his first proper season, he's made an impact. You could tell in his first couple of games, he was a real creative force. But I was going to originally put Bradley Dack in Cam, but he's going to Derby, so he can fuck himself. But yeah, Ben Rama here, class, young talent, a great asset to the Championship. Fuck Bradley Dack, unless he doesn't go to Derby. Now, the Championship in this coming season has 2 standout attacking players for me. Obviously, if this had been last season, you'd have had Pukki, Billy Sharp, and Tammy Abraham. Timmy's his fucking younger brother. But obviously they would have been the main 3. But this year, it's if Mopé stays, he's obviously the left striker. Mopé is just class, really. Having scored 25 and 8 assists in 43 games for Brentford. A ridiculous amount in the Championship's hard league. Obviously, we're shadowed by Timu Pukki a bit last year. But I feel if they can keep hold of him, sort of fight off the interest from Sheffield United, which it seems they have, because Sheffield United returned their interest to Ollie McBurney, another class sort of target man striker. But Mopé, a lot of people in the Championship can't put a foot right. He's just on his day will put a 3 past you. Came to the City ground, didn't impress, but you see him in highlights and he's a different class. Scores scrappy goals, scores good goals, scores goals when you need him. A very, very good striker for this level. Incredible on his day. Now, the second striker in the team is the most valuable player, according to Transfer Market, clocking in at £25 million, is Mitrovic. With that, I'll leave you your own thoughts. He's sort of like Marmite. Hate him, love him, but he's class. Got 11 goals in the Prem last year. I like him personally. He's just signed a 5-year contract on mega money, which is a bit ridiculous, but whether he stays or leaves in January, it's not for me to tell. Only Fulham and Mitrovic know that. But I personally hope he leaves, because he'll probably scratch against Forest. But a very good striker, undeniable how good he is on his day. Could be a very good Premier League striker. He's still not the oldest of players, clocking in at 24 years of age, the Serbian. Overall, I think a very good striker that can genuinely tear the Championship apart. Now, that has been my quite much perfect 11, if you want to call it that, of the Championship this season. Obviously, a very competitive Championship this season, with teams like Brentford and Bristol City making incredible moves in January, in summer, which you'll be able to see in my updated predictions video, which I'll be uploading at the end of the window, because that will bang views. But yeah, let me know in the comments, which I know you will, if you've disagreed, which I'll give you a tenner if you didn't, because cheers. But yeah, like, subscribe, make sure to hit the little bell thing, because apparently it's good. I'll see you in the next one.